Hi. The past week I got the request from an amount of people that asked to show how I color with my Inktense pencils. Before I start, I would like to mention that I'm not a specialist at Inktense. I'm still learning them myself. So when a picture is done with them and it turns out like I've imagined, of course I'm super happy. I've chosen this book for a new picture, but I've never used Inktense in this one before, so it could go totally wrong. We'll see how it goes when we put water on the paper. So the picture that I searched out and that was appealing to me is this one. It's kind of a witch devil girl hanging on some kind of dragon snake, not a snail, a snake, and she's painting some pumpkins. So I thought I would start off with doing the background, because I've noticed that helps me more to choose the future colors for hair, for clothing. So that's a technique that I'm using more often right now, coloring in the background first. And for this background I've chosen dark purple, because I think that it will give a nice contrast to the pumpkins, of course, which will be orange. And yeah, it will give me maybe an idea how to do this snake and which color I will choose for her hair and stuff. So like I did with my Hannah Lynn picture, I'm not entirely coloring the background. I just do some darker parts and fade out, and then it's not all dark everywhere, but you have some accents. So we'll just start off in this corner, and I just color as I think that where it would look nice to be a bit darker, and then I fade out where it has to be lighter. So it's just simple coloring like I do on my other pictures. That's my coloring technique. So we will see how this will turn out. I hope it will turn out okay, of course, that the paper is taking it okay. Normally we wouldn't have any problem, because the Hannah Lynn paper from the Halloween book isn't very thick, and this isn't either, and I didn't have any problems there, so normally we will be safe. So I hope everyone is doing well. You had a nice week, not too many problems or stress. We had a strange week. First of all, it was very stressful at work again. And second of all, the sink in our kitchen, the water kept wouldn't run away, I will call it. And it took us very many days before it was solved. So we were very pleased that it finally happened, but it took away a lot of our free time at the evening and also during the day, of course. So I'm glad to finally sit down with my pencils. And because it was so stressful, I of course had to do some retail therapy. So I've ordered myself the new Jade Summer book, the Cute Witches one, or yeah, I think it's called Cute Witches. And I've ordered myself some gel pens. I was planning to buy Colorit gel pens, but then I discovered another brand. And yeah, I went for those. And there's also a new Julia Rivers book published. And I did order that one first as well, but later on I decided to wait a little bit because I have been crazy the past week with spending a lot of money, and I'm always trying to save up, and I never succeed because every time I see something different and something new that I want, then there has to be a moment where I can say to myself, now you have to be patient and wait to get another book already. So I will be ordering the Julia Rivers book later on. I'm dying to try how this will work out, but on the other hand, when I do so, the paper is wet and then I can't easily color on the other side. So we will have to wait till I'm done. You can go as dark or with as much pressure as you want. It just depends on the gradation of detail that you want in the sky or the object that you're coloring. Of course, sometimes it's not always the right depth at the beginning. From time to time I have to go in a second time, but that's part of the learning process, I think. Yeah, I'm going for this one here. And the positive thing about Inktense is also that you get, am I still? No, I'm not, I'm out of frame, so I'm doing that later on. The nice thing about the Inktense pencils is that it works fast. Of course, with my Henna Lim picture, I refused to use pencils on top, so I had to think, after my first layer, I had to think where to put extra depth and stuff. So it's still a bit of work and thinking, but it's also perfect for putting a regular color pencil on top. But if you want to, you can easily choose for Inktense only. I'm going to do my case a bit now, and you can see where I'm coloring next. I'm really hoping this will turn out okay, because otherwise I will be deleting the video and there's nothing to see at all. Do you guys plan beforehand all the colors you want to use? Sometimes when I start, I can see or feel which color scheme a picture should have. But now, yeah, I decide on the go. So I'm very curious to know how other colorists work. Sometimes a bit hard to decide, I think. So that's why I start with my background now, so that I can decide later on. Okay, we're finished. I'm going to move the book again, and we will start at the top with activating the Inktense. I have my dirty cloth here, because you have to, when you have too much water, you have to make the brush dry again, or a bit drier. Okay, I like the color. And I think it's difficult paper, more difficult than the Hanalin one, but I think it will be nice, because as you see, I already have a bit of a highlight, so that's nice. And I like the color that I have chosen, the dark purple. Yeah. So I'm starting with the light parts to make sure that, and I'm coloring her arm already. The girl herself will have a base layer of marker. If you guys want me to film the whole process, coloring in this picture, please let me know. But I can't tell you beforehand how many time there will be between the videos. I have more free time now, because I'm slowing down on playing my video game, and I'm coloring back again more and more. But of course, at the evenings I have to see when it's a good time to film after work. If I'm too tired, then I just crash in my couch. Here I will be going in some extra, or I have to move. Yeah, that's better. I have to move some of the Inktense. So if you see me go away, I'm just, I'm in frame, that's okay. So I'm just dipping that brush. So, and that's how I did my sky on the henna picture, and also on a picture from Menuet de Monheur that's on Instagram. And that will be in my wrap-up video for the colorings in October, for the people that don't have Instagram. So just making some parts more dark and yeah, try to create a bit of a highlight. And sometimes an Inktense can get a bit streaky, but I think that's part of the charm of the pencil, that you can see the traces that you have. And I'm really liking this effect. Don't mind my brush, it's an old one and the tip went. I have to put some extra pencil here, I think. I will do that immediately. Okay, here we go again. I really hope you can try this kind of coloring too, and that you enjoy yourself enormously like I'm doing now. I'm really liking how this is, yeah, turning out. And you know, when you do the background first, yeah, you're set already. It's because the background is the most scary thing, at least for me. And when I start with that, yeah, there's room for correction or for yeah, I found it more easy to I feel more relaxed, because all the other things, like here, her arm has a little stain, but I know it can be covered up. But if she had already her color, then I would have had that stain, I think. And yeah, also the picture gets smaller in my eyes. I see a lot less detail to do now with the background done than it was before. I know it sounds weird maybe, but that's how I feel about it. And of course, when everything is dried up, we will have that lovely crinkly, I can't talk. We will have that lovely crinkly sound on the paper. And that's also fitting for Halloween, the old crinkly sound. And I don't think I will go in with extra layers. I'm liking how this is turning out as it is. I have to get some extra water out. So if you want this picture only to be colored in a color and chat, please let me know. Because otherwise I'm so enjoying this one, I will continue it off camera. So here we go. The top part is already done. I hope it's a bit, that it's not too dark to see. So we have some really nice details. I'm going to take some more light from the outside. Yeah, really loving this one. Okay, now we can do the bottom part. I have 10 more minutes before I have to stop filming, and as I said before, now I have a bit of trouble because the top part is wet, but I have to color some extra here because otherwise it's too difficult to give this area enough color. And we're going to lift up the page so it looks like this at the back. So it's a single-sided book. I would never do it with a thin papered book with a print on the other side. In Menuet de Bonheur it's another story because the paper is quite thick and I didn't have any bleed through there, but it's possible that it won't be visible anymore after it's dried up, but I'm not sure about that, so we will have to wait and see. And I can't remember how the Hannah picture turned out, so we'll go further with this part. This is a nice Halloween book. If you want to see a flip through, also please leave a comment if you request one. I will be happy to film one if there's someone interested to see what the rest of the book is like. There's also a flip through online, I think, by Coloring in the Dark. I got most of my books because of her channel and because of the channel of Coloring Queen also, but I'm not sure that Coloring Queen has this one, but I'm pretty certain Coloring in the Dark has this one. But if you want me to do one, just feel free to ask. And when doing a flip through, I'm always wondering, do people like a flip where the person that is showing the pictures, is it necessary to talk, or is a silent one better? I do like videos with music, but I'm not sure how to do it myself, and I don't want to get in trouble when using music that I'm not allowed to. I don't know enough about that, so this area is a bit too dark for my taste, but yeah, okay. Nothing to do about that. There's also a white Inktense pencil, but I'm I'm not sure if it will help to highlight again a bit. Maybe for a tiny area it's doable. I can test that out later on maybe. But oh well, it's not too bad, I think. I can live with it. Now I have to get some ink to go in here. You have to be very quick with this paper because it's so thin. And you see you get some, I'm out of focus. Like here you have some stains because I was too slow, but I can solve that by dragging extra color down. And mixing a bit like this. It's not always perfect, but it doesn't have to be. And it's really important to have that cloth, otherwise you drag too much of the pigment to different areas, and then you have less highlighted parts. I don't like this harsh part either. But we'll see how it goes when we do the bottom part. I did receive Happy Mail yesterday. It was from Michelle. She did a giveaway when she hit 400 subscribers, I think, on her channel. And I was one of the lucky winners to receive a very nice present. And I wanted to do a separate video, but now I'm thinking I just incorporate it in my bought stuff for this month. I think that will be nicer. Okay, the last part. I'm just lifting this book up so that you can see everything. How much? 28 minutes. Okay, that will be perfect, because otherwise I have to edit the video in a special program and I'm not very talented with that. So I prefer to keep the videos quite short or not too long. So as you can see, you have to be very quick if you don't want any streaks. But now I'm picking up some extra color from here so that I can correct any areas that I'm not too fond of, like here. This is better. Okay. The paper is really sturdy now. So please, if you do so with thin papered books, be careful that you're not tearing apart your page. So I hope I can't turn on my daylight lamp. Oh my goodness, I can't talk this morning. So here's a close-up of the effect that you get. Darker areas here and there, lighter areas. So I'm very happy with this start off. It's a bit difficult to do so on this paper, but it's doable. And as you can see, this part is already drying up, and I think the color will disappear, but we will see that in another video. At least if you want me to color this entirely online. So I hope you enjoyed this little intermezzo, and that it was nice to you to watch and see me starting off with Inktense. And I'm very happy with the first steps that I've taken with this picture. I won't do anything extra except if I think that there's still a bit of dry pencil, then I try to dissolve it with the water that's still on my brush. But other than that, I'm going to leave it as it is, because I really like the effect it has. Yeah. Okay, please let me know if you liked this one, and if there are any other questions that you have about Inktense or about working with water media or markers or anything, just ask, and I will glad to do a video about that too. So wishing you all a very lovely day, and we'll talk soon. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, bye bye.